Right now, you could be having a heart attack and not even know it. For diabetic seniors, the warning signs are often so subtle, 4 out of 5 people miss them completely. In the next few minutes, discover the 7 silent symptoms that could save your life or the life of someone you love. Hello. I'm so glad we are connecting today on this incredibly important topic. The words heart attack often bring to mind a very specific dramatic image we've all seen in movies, someone clutching their chest in sudden crushing pain. And while that certainly does happen for millions of seniors living with diabetes, the reality is often dangerously different. It's quiet, it's subtle, and it's often mistaken for something else entirely. This isn't about creating fear, it is about creating life-saving awareness. Because when you live with diabetes, your body communicates in a different language, and we need to learn how to understand it. So why are diabetic seniors at such a unique risk? Over time, high blood sugar can cause a condition called diabetic neuropathy, which is damage to the nerves throughout your body. Think of these nerves as your body's internal alarm system. The nerves in your chest are supposed to send a clear, loud pain signal to your brain if your heart is in trouble. But when those nerves are damaged by diabetes, that alarm system can be faulty. The signal might be weak muffled, or it might not go off at all. This is why seniors with diabetes are up to 4 times more likely to have what's called a silent heart attack 1, without that classic unmistakable chest pain. The statistics are sobering, but our knowledge is our power. Understanding these hidden signs is the single most important thing you can do for early intervention. And early intervention is what saves lives and preserves the quality of life. Today, we are going to walk through step by step the 7 most common silent signs of a heart attack in diabetic seniors. We will talk about what they feel like in the real world and why they happen. I want you to listen not just with your ears, but with your intuition. You are the #1 expert on your own body. You know what feels normal for you, and you know when something feels off. This information will help you trust that feeling. Before we begin, I want to ask you to do something. Please think of one person in your life, a spouse, a sibling, a friend, a neighbor, who also has diabetes. I want you to hold them in your mind as we go through this. The information you learned today could very well help you save them too. Let's begin with the most common and perhaps the most commonly dismissed silent sign. The first silent sign is a sudden and profound sense of unexplained fatigue. Now I know what you might be thinking. I'm a senior, I get tired. That is absolutely true. But the fatigue we're talking about here is different. This isn't the gentle tiredness you feel at the end of a busy day. This is a heavy, overwhelming, bone-deep exhaustion that comes on suddenly and doesn't match your activity level. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you've had a full night's sleep. You wake up, you have your coffee, and you start a simple, everyday task. Maybe it's making your bed, unloading the dishwasher, or walking to the mailbox. A task you did just yesterday without a second thought. But today, halfway through, you are hit with a wave of exhaustion so immense you have to sit down immediately. It feels as if someone just pulled your plug and all your energy has drained out. You feel completely wiped out, as if you've just run a marathon. That is the kind of fatigue we are talking about. So why does this happen? Your heart is a powerful muscle, a pump that is responsible for sending oxygen-rich blood to every single cell in your body. Oxygen is the fuel that creates energy. A heart attack occurs when a blockage in an artery stops or severely reduces blood flow to a part of the heart muscle. When the pump is failing, it cannot deliver enough of that essential oxygenated blood to the rest of your body. Your muscles and your organs, including your brain, go into an energy crisis. Your body's response is this profound sense of fatigue. It's a distress signal, a warning that the entire system is running on empty because the main power station, your heart, is in trouble. It's so easy to dismiss this. You might blame it on a poor night's sleep, a new medication, or just having a bad day. But the key difference is the suddenness and the disproportionate nature of it. If you feel a level of exhaustion that is dramatically different from your usual and is not explained by any strenuous activity, that is your cue to pay very close attention. This is your body speaking to you in that quiet language. Our second silent sign is one that frequently sends people down the wrong path, reaching for antacids instead of the phone. It's persistent nausea, indigestion, or general stomach upset. What does this look and feel like? It can present as a nagging queasiness that just won't go away. You might feel an uncomfortable fullness or a burning sensation in the upper part of your stomach, very similar to heartburn. You might even find yourself burping a lot, or in some cases vomiting. The crucial clue is that it's often not related to a big greasy meal you just ate. It can come on while you're resting or after very light activity, and it tends to linger. Let me share a story about a gentleman named David. David, a 68-year-old with type 2 diabetes, woke up one morning feeling nauseous. He assumed it was something he ate the night before. He took an antacid and tried to go about his day, but the queasy, unsettled feeling just sat in his stomach like a rock. He didn't have any chest pain, so a heart attack was the furthest thing from his mind. It was only when he started feeling dizzy later that day that his wife insisted they call for help. David was in fact having a heart attack, and the nausea was his body's primary warning sign. So why does the heart's distress show up in the stomach? It's due to a combination of factors. The nerves that serve the heart in the upper gastrointestinal tract are located very close together and can sometimes get their signals crossed, especially in a diabetic person with some level of neuropathy. Pain and distress signals from the heart can be misinterpreted by the brain as coming from the stomach. Furthermore, during a heart attack, the body goes into a fight-or-flight stress response, which can divert blood away from the digestive system, leading to feelings of nausea and indigestion. The key takeaway here is this: if you experience sudden persistent indigestion or nausea that you can't explain, and especially if it's accompanied by any of the other signs we're discussing, you must consider that it could be your heart. Don't just dismiss it as a stomach bug. Our third silent sign is a very common but often misinterpreted symptom: shortness of breath. Again, we must distinguish this from the normal. It's normal to get a little winded after climbing several flights of stairs or rushing around. What we are talking about here is a difficulty in breathing that occurs with very little or even no exertion. It might feel like you just can't get a deep, satisfying breath. You might be sitting in your favorite chair reading a book or just walking from the kitchen to the living room, and suddenly you feel like you need to gasp for air. It can be accompanied by a feeling of tightness or congestion in your chest, but not necessarily pain. For women with diabetes, in particular, shortness of breath is one of the most frequently reported symptoms of a silent heart attack. So what's the connection? Why does a problem with your heart make it hard to breathe? It's because the heart and lungs work together as an intimate team. The heart pumps blood to the lungs to pick up oxygen and then pumps that newly oxygenated blood out to the rest of the body. During a heart attack, the heart's pumping ability is compromised. It can't pump blood out as efficiently as it should. This can cause a backup of blood in the vessels leading from the lungs to the heart. This backup increases pressure in the lungs and can even cause a small amount of fluid to leak into the air sacs. This fluid leakage is what makes it feel difficult to breathe. You are in essence struggling for air because your heart is struggling to do its job as a pump. If you find yourself suddenly breathless after a simple activity that you normally handle with ease, or if you wake up at night gasping for air, this is a major red flag. This is not just a sign of being out of shape. It could be a sign of a struggling heart. If you're finding this information valuable, please consider giving this video a like. It helps us spread this life-saving awareness to more seniors and their families who desperately need to hear it. Thank you. Our fourth silent sign is a very distinct and unsettling one: breaking out in a cold sweat. This isn't the kind of sweat you get from being outside on a hot day or from exercising. This is a sudden drenching sweat that leaves your skin feeling cool and clammy to the touch, and it happens for no apparent reason. You could be sitting perfectly still in a cool, air-conditioned room and suddenly find your shirt damp and your brow covered in perspiration. This happens because, as we've discussed, a heart attack puts your body under extreme stress. This activates your sympathetic nervous system, your fight-or-flight response. This system is designed to prepare your body for an emergency. It releases stress hormones like adrenaline, which increases your heart rate, and also activates your sweat glands as a way to cool the body down in preparation for intense physical exertion. However, since you aren't actually running from danger, the result is this strange, out-of-place phenomenon of sweating while your skin feels cold. It's a primal physiological reaction to a severe internal crisis. Many people who have experienced this describe it as a deeply unnerving feeling. They know something is wrong because the physical response is so disconnected from their external environment. If you suddenly break out in a cold, clammy sweat, especially if it's accompanied by nausea, fatigue, or any other symptom on this list, your body's alarm is blaring even if you don't feel any chest pain. It's a sign that demands immediate attention. Now we come to our fifth silent sign, and this is where that faulty nerve wiring from diabetes really comes into play. It's experiencing discomfort or pain in your jaw, neck, back, shoulders, or one or both arms. What does this feel like? It can be a dull ache, a feeling of pressure, or even numbness. It might feel like a pulled muscle or the onset of arthritis. You might feel an aching in your jaw that you mistake for a toothache. You might feel a heavy pressure between your shoulder blades. Or you might feel a strange ache that travels down your left arm, or sometimes even your right. The key differentiator is that it often doesn't feel like a typical muscle strain. It's not sharp, and it doesn't get worse when you press on the area. It's a persistent, deep-seated discomfort that doesn't go away with rest or changing positions. This phenomenon is called referred pain, and it happens because of the way our nerves are wired. The nerves from the heart, the jaw, the shoulders, and the arms all send their signals to the same area of the brain. Because of diabetic neuropathy, the pain signal from the heart can be weak or scrambled. The brain, which is used to receiving much stronger and more frequent pain, signals from muscles and joints can get confused. It misinterprets the distress signal from the heart and instead tells you that your jaw or your back is what hurts. This is one of the most tragically misunderstood signs. People will often take a pain reliever for what they think is a sore shoulder when in fact their heart is in crisis. If you have a new unexplained ache in any of these areas that isn't going away, you must consider the possibility that it is your heart sending a referred signal. Our sixth silent sign is a feeling that can be very common for seniors, which makes it particularly tricky. It's a sudden feeling of dizziness, lightheadedness, or feeling faint. This might feel like the room is spinning for a moment, or a sudden sense of unsteadiness, as if you might pass out. You might feel weak and have to sit down immediately. This is different from the lightheadedness you might feel if you stand up too quickly. This can happen even while you are sitting or lying down. The reason this occurs is quite straightforward. Your brain requires a constant, rich supply of oxygen to function. That oxygen is delivered by the blood being pumped from your heart. During a heart attack, the heart's ability to pump effectively is severely diminished. Less blood is being pushed out with each beat. This can cause a temporary but significant drop in blood flow and oxygen supply to the brain. When the brain is deprived of its needed oxygen, even for a moment, it results in these feelings of dizziness and faintness. It's your brain's way of telling you that its fuel supply line has been compromised. While there are many reasons a senior might feel dizzy if it comes on suddenly is severe or is accompanied by any other symptom on our list, like a cold sweat or nausea, it should be treated as a potential cardiac emergency. It's a critical sign that your heart isn't delivering what your brain needs to keep you conscious and stable. Finally, our seventh silent sign is one that is deeply connected to our intuition. It's unusual sleep disturbances or a sudden, unexplained feeling of anxiety or doom. What does this look like? You might find yourself unable to fall asleep, feeling a strange and intense sense of restlessness or anxiety for no reason. Or you might wake up suddenly in the middle of the night, gasping for breath or feeling a sense of panic. Many heart attack survivors, especially women, report experiencing a profound and terrifying sense of impending doom in the hours or moments leading up to the event. They just knew on a gut level that something was terribly wrong. The physical reasons for this are linked to the other symptoms. Waking up gasping for breath can be caused by that same shortness of breath we discussed as fluid can build up in the lungs when you lie flat. The anxiety and sense of doom are part of the body's massive fight or flight stress response. Your subconscious mind is reacting to the intense physical crisis occurring within your body, even if your conscious mind hasn't yet received a clear pain signal. Please, I urge you, do not dismiss these feelings. Your intuition is a powerful diagnostic tool. If you are suddenly overwhelmed with a level of anxiety that is not normal for you, or if your sleep is dramatically and frighteningly disturbed, listen to your body. It is trying to tell you something of the utmost importance. What to do if you notice these signs? We have now covered the 7 silent signs. So the most important question is, what do you do if you recognize one or more of these symptoms in yourself or a loved one? The answer requires clear, calm, and immediate action. First and most importantly, do not wait. Time is muscle. The longer you wait, the more damage is done to your heart. If these symptoms persist for more than a few minutes or feel severe, you must call 911 immediately. Do not downplay your symptoms. Be clear and direct with the operator. Second, never ever drive yourself to the hospital and do not have a loved one drive you. Paramedics can begin life-saving treatment the moment they arrive. They are equipped to handle a cardiac emergency in a way that you simply cannot in a personal vehicle. Please wait for the ambulance to come to you. Third, while waiting for help to arrive, if you have aspirin and you are not allergic and have no known bleeding risks, chew one full-strength 325 mg aspirin. Aspirin helps to thin the blood and can help break up the clot that is causing the heart attack. Fourth, and this is critical, the very first thing you should tell the paramedics and the emergency room staff is, "I have diabetes." This information is vital. It immediately changes how they interpret your symptoms and guides them toward the right diagnostic tests and treatments. It gives them the missing piece of the puzzle. The information we've discussed today is heavy, I know, but it is also a gift. It is the gift of awareness. By knowing these 7 silent signs, fatigue, nausea, shortness of breath, cold sweats, referred pain, dizziness, and anxiety, you have equipped yourself with the knowledge to be your own best advocate. Prevention is always the best medicine. Please continue to get regular heart screenings and checkups with your doctor. Do your absolute best to keep your blood sugar under control, as that is the #1 thing you can do to protect your nerves and your blood vessels. But most of all, I want to leave you with this: trust yourself. Don't let anyone, including yourself, talk you out of what your body's telling you. It is always, always better to seek help and have it be a false alarm than to stay home and risk irreversible damage. Early action saves lives and preserves the beautiful, independent life you deserve to live. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn this vital information today. Please share this video with those people you held in your mind at the beginning. It could be the most important gift you give them. If you have any questions or your own experiences to share, please do so in the comments below. We all learn from each other. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more essential health secrets for seniors. Stay safe, stay aware, and be well.